and welcome to tonight's episode of Risk Life News. We had an action-packed week of trading, so I'm going to hit you with it faster than my man Willie can blow his trading account.
One day, I made 300 trades, brother, and then one I found that I count 300. Imagine.
For the most part, we had a pretty range-bound trading week among the indexes until Thursday, when the NASDAQ took a big fat dump and dropped 400 points ahead of Tesla earnings. But Elon once again proving that he is a man that you do not want to bet against. Tesla absolutely crushed earnings and moved up nearly 22% on Friday, its biggest single day move in the history of its stock. Tesla put the NASDAQ and the rest of the stock market on its back and pumped us into Friday. This lucky bloke took $5,000 and bet it long on Tesla earnings, and he turned his $5,000 into $630,000. And all I have to say to that is, why, God, can't that be me? All I need is one trade like that, and all my problems will instantly disappear. Speaking of crushing earnings, Netflix, the previous week, also smashed their earnings and pamped 11%, which just goes to show you how many of you were still leeching off of your ex's accounts. All Netflix had to do to make billions of dollars is cut that shit off. Apple's stock put in a small red week, down a little bit over 2%, after they announced they will be scaling back the production of their Apple Vision Pro. Zuck basically murdered the Apple Vision Pro when he announced Orion, Meta's new augmented reality glasses. And I can tell you one thing, Steve Jobs is rolling over in his grave when he saw how bad Apple just got out-designed by Meta. Meanwhile, Zuck's over here just swagging out in his disco gear. Fashion. Philip Morris, the tobacco stock, had a pump candle this week. Turns out Zyn is in, baby. Zyns are in. The tobacco pouches rebrand is really something that needs to be studied. They really took Copenhagen pouches and they rebranded them to Zyns. There hasn't been a rebrand of a redneck product this good since you could start buying White Claws instead of Budweisers. Spirit Airlines stock jumped a whopping 80% last week. But before you diamond-handed Spirit investors get too excited, let me put this in perspective for you. Spirit stock jumped from about $1.50 to about $2.80. At its peak, Spirit Airlines was trading at about $85 a share. There are not enough baggage fees in the world that can save Spirit Airlines. I'm sorry to break it to you. And finally, we have gold, which can't stop, won't stop once again. Another week pushing into all-time highs. Gold is on the run of a lifetime. If you have ever made a stupid gold jewelry purchase and your trading account happens to be down bad right now, it is the time to hit your local pawn shop because gold is selling for top dollar. This week's TradeZella News is brought to you by absolutely fucking nobody. It's brought to you by me, myself, and I, my blood, sweat, and tears, jizz, and riz. It's brought to you by me. Who do you think you are? I am. We kick off this week's TradeZella News with the trade father himself, Mr. Umar Ashraf, who not only had an absolute killer week in the market with a $80,000 plus Tesla post-earnings trade, he also had a $116,000 plus SPY short on Friday. The man took 2 trades and made nearly $200,000, but that's not it. He also took his award-winning most handsome tradefluencer mug to the New York Stock Exchange for an on-TV interview. I will say I am happy to see Umar slow down on his spending after going on a supercar family buying spree. I was getting a little bit afraid he was going to run out of money there. But this week, I'm happy to see that he settled in with a new set of Legos to play with. That is a smart purchasing decision there for you, Umar. I think it is, time to reel in that cash. I'm just two trades. He paid for the car. 2 trades. Mom, Dad, 2 trades. 2 trades, Mom and Dad. 2 trades. Buy me fuck the Legos. Buy me a super. I I got a family. Let me buy just a badass fucking minivan, Umar. I'll take a badass minivan, bro. All right, if we're talking about the trade father himself, you know we got to update you on TradeZella, who just announced new features with futures backtesting, as well as advanced global filters to help you dive deeper into your trading statistics. Listen, TradeZella, just let me know when you guys update the trade father trade copier, and I will just start having my paychecks direct deposited to you, TradeZella. The 2024 Robbins World Cup of Trading has officially come to an end. And once again, the man who coded the algo himself, Mr. ICT, is nowhere to be found on the leaderboards. Shout out to some dude named Brent Carlisle holding it down for the Americans in the futures division. The red, white, and blue appreciate you. But my favorite part of the Robbins Cup was the guy who won the Forex division and his profile picture on X. In a world where all the trading gurus tell you have to be some sober, no fun having square to be successful in trading, it's refreshing seeing a Canuck like Asher win the Robbins Cup. You can tell the guy just runs the pool table at his local bar, just slamming whiskey neats, ciggy hanging out of his mouth the entire time. I know for a fact that Buddy still plays Thursday night beer league hockey with his mates, slamming Bud Heavies on the bench, replacing the cigs with some in-game zins, just out there mucking it up, throwing a few elbows, definitely a few toeies, saucing around with the boys before going bar down, skiing in. Never a celly. Guy's been there a million times before. And yes, I did just assume a lot about Asher just from his social media profile picture, but that is what we do. We judge books by their cover. And one person we know is happy to not see ICT on that leaderboard is the king of internet trading beef himself, Mr. Patrick Wielands. Patrick, who often finds himself in a good internet trading beef, has frequently beefed with Mr. ICT, and he's also recently been beefing with Tanya Trades. Patrick and Tanya did just post a video basically admitting that their internet beef was all fake for the engagement on social media. They're basically pulling the old school hip hop fake beef to sell more albums. And come to think of it, I could use more followers myself. So fuck you, Patrick. You sound like you're addicted to huffing on a helium tank. And yeah, sure, you could probably make that same joke about me, but I said it first, so. And now the chicken you've all been waiting for, the trading chicken that's been taking the internet by storm, is officially up over $900 in its funded account. And Meta has officially started removing the chicken post because some of you soft ass shitty traders apparently reported it for bullying. I would feel bullied too if a chicken was more profitable than I. The chicken might be more profitable than I might be the one who reported the post for bullying. Isaac Sufferin of the Stock Dads crew has recently started sharing some basketball highlight clips as well as some reaction videos to other basketball clips that he finds on the internet. And I gotta be honest, bro, I'm digging them. I really am digging them. There is something soothing and calming about your voiceovers while you just absolutely whoop these YMCAers just trying to get a good workout, good sweat in. There's just something about seeing you just school these YMCAers that is just mwah, chef's kiss. But before you go too hard talking shit on the court, I just want to remind you that your college stats are public information on the internet, so you might not want to go too hard, is all I'm saying, fam. You feel me? Raketrade is in the news again this week. We couldn't leave him out. The man is officially the top My Funded Futures affiliate, as well as breaking payout records for My Funded Futures. And the man is on such a hot streak, My Funded Futures has set him out to bring down the competition. And he did just that by heading the top step and straight to the top of the top step leaderboard, getting a six-figure payout, a straight right hook to the My Funded Futures competition. And to top off his impressive prop firm trading recently, Jay took $5,000 and turned it into $50,000 trading post-Tesla earnings. The man is on yet another impressive trading run. It sounds like you should have went to prop firms too. And while we're on the subject of prop firms, we actually have a lot of prop firm news this week. So we're going to bring you a new segment, which is called This Week's Prop Firm News, which is brought to you by absolutely nobody again. That being said, to all you prop firms watching out there, the Risk Life News social media page is scientifically proven to increase trader degeneracy by 15%, which means that leads to 15% more blown accounts, which means it leads to 15% more account challenges or evals purchased. It's simple math, really. So if you do want to sponsor this segment, call me. To kick off our prop firm news this week, Funded Futures Family, backed by Jay Dunn and Danny Day Trades, has officially launched finally. They kept announcing that they were going to launch, and then they weren't, and I think they were just teasing us. They're just being little silly gooses. Little silly gooseness, faking us out on your little launch date, your little release date of your little prop firm. But I'm excited to see that it is officially out. It's launched. They're taking on traders. Funded Futures Family. It's like Eaton Park. When you're here, you're family. Brett Simba has also officially launched his instant funding prop firm, Tradeify. Somebody said, it wasn't me, but somebody said that Brett Simba is like the Billy McFarland of the trading industry. You know, like the Fire Festival guy. I didn't say it, but somebody did. I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know who said it, but I thought the comparison was kind of silly. And all I gotta say is sign me up for Fire Festival 2, because fuck them evals, man. Fuck them evals. Straight Funded is where it's at. I'm buying an account, Brett. I didn't make that little Billy McFarland joke. Somebody else did. I just giggled. I just giggled a little bit at it. I wouldn't even call it a laugh. It's more of a giggle. But it doesn't matter. I'm in. Officially starting a Tradeify account on Monday. I already passed my challenge. Funder Pro, the Forex prop firm known for their insanely fast payouts, has announced that they are bringing their futures product to market before the end of the year. I'm excited to see how they'll be able to compete in a futures prop space that is starting to get pretty crowded with some unique offerings that are changing the game a little bit. It should be interesting to see where they measure up. Apex Trader Funding has once again made some major rule changes. This is like the second or third major rule change that they've announced in the last few months. I can't even really keep up anymore. This new rebrand is being promoted as Apex 3.0, which even comes with a new update to their logo, which basically just looks like a ripoff of the Bauer hockey logo. But I'll be honest with you, Apex, I used to be a loyal Apex supporter, but I have decided I don't give a shit about any rule changes you make until you get rid of the worst rule in the prop firm trading space, which is the Apex intraday trailing drawdown roll. The only prop firm that has such a roll. That roll is so bad, it is borderline criminal. I will not be coming back until you get rid of that roll. I mean, just change it to trailing end of day. End of day trailing drawdown like everybody else. Why you gotta be so rude? Get your shit together, Apex. Too much competition now to be fucking around with that intraday trailing drawdown. That's some bullshit, Apex, and you know it. It's 2025, Apex. Get with the program. And that is it for this week's episode of Risk Life News. That's a wrap. Cut, end it. Mwah. Trade safe out there, you filthy degenerates. Peace and love.